Hey guys, real quick before we get into today's video, I do want to go ahead and say Merry Christmas to you guys. In case this is the only video I get out before Christmas, I appreciate each and every one of you guys watching the channel. And to give back a little bit, I just got a fresh batch of Dirty Diamond Diesel stickers in. So I'm going to randomly select 5 of you guys. All you have to do to get entered to win one of these is just leave a comment down below with your Instagram name so I can get a hold of you. I'm going to randomly select 5 of you guys to get a Dirty Diamond Diesel sticker for free. If you do not win and you want to pick one out anyways, they're only $5 on the website, dirtydiamonddiesel.com. Link is in the description. But just comment your Instagram name and I'll randomly pick 5 of you guys and send you one of these free of charge. We're going to be doing an inner axle shaft seal today in my 2013 Ram. This truck has about 120,000 miles on it, and we currently have a small leak. We actually have 2 small leaks on the diff. So the first one that we have is going to be the inner axle shaft seal. So it's right in here inside the diff, but we'll have to take all this stuff apart to get to it. You can see on the back side it is leaking just a little bit. The shock looks like it's leaking a little bit too, but you can see that's moist there. It was worse whenever it was warmer out, but it's kind of slowed down. The previous owner of this truck actually already changed the passenger side. The passenger side one is a lot easier to do. It actually, and that'll lead me to showing you guys the other leak we have. The passenger side one you do through this little actuator disconnect. So we'll have to pull that off and reseal that as well. But the only thing we'll have to do on the passenger side is pull the axle shaft out a little bit, so that way we can pull the diff out. Because we're gonna have to pull the diff out of this thing, guys. I'm a little intimidated by it, but we should be good to go. I'm basically just going to pull it out and set it back up exactly how it was. So we'll count the threads whenever we take. I'll show you guys how this comes apart when we get there, but yeah, we're just basically gonna put it back together exactly how it comes apart so everything's still shimmed correctly. We don't blow our diff apart. So to start with, guys, we're gonna get the wheels removed. I'm gonna try something new today and use this chest mount GoPro to record the whole process. That way you guys can kind of get like a first person view of doing this job. So guys, we're gonna pull the center caps off here, get our wheels pulled off, and then we will kind of move on from there. These things have like some type of blue. It almost looks like a Loctite. I don't know what they put on this truck. These lug nuts are always like weird to get. Guys, the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and get the diff fluid draining. So it looks like we've got some 10 mil. I'm just trying to look and see that you guys can actually see what's going on here. Got some 10 mil bolts. We got to knock all these out real quick. We'll leave a couple at the top and just let it all drain into here. We can do this at a later point, but I just want to go ahead and get it draining before we start pulling the brakes off, the wheel bearings, and pulling the axle shafts out. So let's go ahead and start with that. It looks like it has water in it. Literally. That's really weird. I don't know if it's just because I was just driving, guys, but this fluid does not look good. To be perfectly honest with you. It's like milky. I think it's probably just because I was driving, guys. It's just aerated. Let's get this guy popped off here. Grab our piece of wire so we can do all this with one hand. Or in one setting, I mean. We also want to knock this wheel bearing sensor, get these clips right here out of the way. So the caliper is loose from there. Grab a hammer, give her a little tappy tap tap. Now guys, these get really stuck in these trucks, but this one will probably come out. It's got pretty low miles on it. Yeah, pretty new truck. Yeah, it's already moving. Full of fluid in there. All that fluid should not be in there. There should be pretty much bone dry in there. So, and our light's dead. Heck yeah. But basically guys, we got to do everything that we just did right here on the other side to get the axle shaft pulled out of that. All right guys, I thought I'd just give you a little update because I don't really know how good the GoPro is capturing a lot of this stuff. So basically we pulled the front diff cover off. We pulled the brakes and the wheel bearing and axle shaft off of this side. We just kind of have all that stuff chilling up here, so that way we don't have to unhook our ABS sensor and unhook our brakes, obviously. So basically now we just have to do the same thing to the other side, but on this side we also need to remove our axle disconnect. So this guy here will basically just unplug this and then pull these 10mm bolts out, and then we will pull. I don't know if I need to pull this axle shaft out yet or not. I'd say probably I do. So I'm basically just going to do the same thing to this side, tear it down, get it to that point. Alright guys, so the reason why we had to take the center axle disconnect out, even though we're only doing the driver's side, is to slide the middle axle shaft out. So there's this one just kind of floats, there's a bearing right there, and then it goes, the other piece goes into the differential. So basically all you gotta do is just slide it over, and it'll slide real easy. Shouldn't need any type of tool. You can't get this thing out unless you pull that seal, but this seal over on this side, guys, is not even like 3 months old. The previous owner changed it. That's just the easier one to do, so that's why he went ahead and did that one, but didn't do this one, because this one you guys are about to see. I'm just checking that real quick. I'm going to have to pull the differential, so I'm going to show you how to do that real quick. I'm not responsible for any damages if you do this and destroy your diff, because this whole front end is like really expensive and all this stuff costs a lot of money. So this is just kind of for entertainment purposes, but this is how I'm going to do it. So I'm going to take these caps, I'm going to take these retainers right here loose. These, like you see these like little rings in here that this little retainer goes into. Those will unthread, they'll thread in, and then that will allow us to get this out. So basically what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to take these caps off, and once we take the caps off, then to be able to pull the center section out, we'll have to move these inside. We'll have to thread them in. So we wanna count how many times we're spinning those, that way they go back in the same spot. So start by removing the retainers, then the main cap, the caps, and then we will start marking those and counting them before we thread them in.
Pretty good skate park.
Oh, to do the RC stuff?
Yeah. Of course.
What we have to do, you see these little, I don't even really know what the correct terminology is, but basically this piece here is threaded into the axle itself. So what we have to do is we have to move this one in and this one in. We're going to be turning both of them clockwise to tighten them. It's not going to be tightening against the carrier, it's just going to be going deeper into the axle, so that way we can actually remove the carrier here. But what we need to be careful of, guys, every axle is different, so we need to mark this and count how many times we spin it on each side, and we're going to go as far as like getting a piece of paper out and writing it down, because this is crucial that it is put back to the exact spot that it was at. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to take a center punch, I'm going to mark a little dot in each of these right here, and we will just turn them clockwise. So this one will be going this way, this one will be going that way, and then it's going to move them in, and that will allow us to pull the carrier out. We'll do what we need to do, and yeah, so actually I think we'll actually have to thread this one out again to be able to get the seal out. So yeah, let's get started on it. Guys, I've just discovered that it's actually pretty much impossible to do the driver's side without doing the passenger side, and the reason is the middle axle will not slide through that seal, so it's not enough to get the differential carrier out. So I moved this one in a spin and a half, that one 2 spins, fish the carrier out of there, so I'm gonna have to drive, which sucks because I don't have really a tool to press this one back in, but I have to drive it out towards the inside real quick. And I have 2 of them. I do have 2 of the seals, but I really only wanted to change the one strictly because I don't have that tool. All I really need is like a piece of all thread, which looks like we actually have some right here. So we might be able to fab something up real quick, but I just really wanted to avoid being able to do that. So I'm just gonna take like a, I don't know, a big pry bar or something and knock that seal into there, and we'll go ahead and replace it too. Now you can see, guys, we can slide the axle shaft up into this hole a little bit more. See if you can slide it a little bit, Mason. There it goes. Oh yeah, you're good. Alright guys, now we can move back to the front. We should be able to get the diff out. Guys, now this is a part where it can get kind of confusing, and this is where it's really crucial. If what I say doesn't make sense, I just need to stress to you guys that this needs to go back together exactly as deep as it is in there. Even if you're 1 spin off, it can be quite a bit of a mistake. So we're going to measure. Right now, both of these are exactly 1 spin in. Or is that one 2? Yeah, I have it wrote down. That's why I wrote all this stuff down. On top of that, we have to take the one on the driver completely out right now to be able to change the seal. So, if it'll focus, we're going to measure the distance between the outside of this little, I don't even know what you call it, to the case. So what's that, Mason, Mr. Machinist? 37 thousandths?
379.
379 thousandths from this little thing to that with our mark lined up. So we need to be pretty much right there whenever we go back together. But on top of doing that, we're also going to count the amount of spins that it takes to come out. So about 379 thousandths. Go ahead and check it one more time. So yeah, make sure it says 0. Yeah. All right, guys. Now we can go ahead and unthread that and drive our new seal in. All right. 1 spin. 2 spins. 3 spins. 4 spins. 5 spins. 5 spins, almost 6. It fell out on the 6th one.
There it is.
Alright guys, now we have 2 new OEM seals we're going to be reinstalling in the truck. Probably do with the driver side one first, and then we can put the carrier back in. And then the passenger side one we'll have to do with a piece of all thread. It'll probably be kind of a pain in the ass, honestly, to do, but they're both the same, it looks like. So what we will start with is this one. We should be able to just get up in there with a hammer and just kind of tap it in on the driver's side. So we'll start with putting that one in. $378. What was it?
379.
It was $379. Were we really that close? We kind of look like we're doing our camera tower. Alright guys, so our setup here isn't necessarily patent pending, but it is going to work. Piece of all thread here, and this is going to go inside the axle like so, and then I'm going to just use a piece of wood there on the back side and kind of hold it up here. In a second when we actually press it in, yes, it's extremely gathering, and you probably go buy a tool to do it, but you know what, I made this for about 50 cents. Alright guys, we got this surface all cleaned up, and we have the little slidey bar thing all up in there. So now we're just gonna, there is an O-ring on this, but like I said guys, this thing was leaking before, so I'm gonna do a nice clean layer of silicone on this just to verify that that sucker don't leak no more. So put some silicone on this, reinstall that. My other camera died and my battery took a crap on it, so I only have one battery, so I'm having to record on the GoPro right now. So we'll get that installed. We already have the passenger side axle shaft back in, and then now we just got to do the driver side. If Mason wants to hold this, I'll stick the driver side in real quick. And basically guys, we're just in the reassembly process right now, so I don't know, probably two whole hours of working in. If I'd have had a tool of some sort made for that seal over there, because I didn't plan on changing that seal, but if I would have had a seal made, then a tool made, then we probably wouldn't have even took this long to do all this. But alrighty guys, I don't know how much of the reassembly process we were able to capture on the GoPro because it did die, but we have the stock wheels and tires put back on this thing. Pretty happy right now guys that we were able to get this inner axle seal knocked out on a Sunday afternoon, because I really been dreading doing that job. Mason said it held around 2.5 quarts of the 75/90. Got that straight from Chrysler. Yeah, around.
A little over 2.5.
And also that axle's tilted forward a little bit, so we'll check it once again once it's on level ground, but everything looks pretty good. We got all the brakes put back together. Everything's good, guys. So we're going to lower this thing down and get her moved outside. I'll probably take her for a quick drive, try the 4-wheel drive out, make sure everything works good still. And why are we putting it back on the lift? Oh no, it's good. It's good for sure, but I feel good about it. You know, you can tell when you feel good about something. I really feel good about messing with that front end and stuff. I'm not worried about it one bit. So we will take it for a drive, and then I'm thinking, let's see what time it is. Do we have enough time left today? It's 5 o'clock, but we can do something real quick. I want to throw these wheels on another truck real quick. All right, guys, me and Mason's trucks are absolutely filthy, so we're gonna go ahead. It's a decent-ish day today. We're gonna go ahead and get these things sprayed off. I got the foam cannon, my little cheap foam cannon, Rule King pressure washer set up out. So let's get the truck sprayed off real quick.
Rage on that beat, going crazy.
We close this video out and pull this truck into the garage. I want to put those black wheels on and see what it looks like, but first we got to see if this thing will start. We got to get it out of the garage. It just barely fits in here, so Mason will have to watch. Verify we don't hit the top of the cab on it, but let's see if it starts first of all. I don't know if it's going to start. All right, guys. You guys, like I said, you're gonna have to come back for the next video if you want to see what happens. We're gonna go over some of the issues this truck has, and we're gonna get this thing lifted up here and see what this thing looks like with some big boy wheels on it. Not really even bigger than the ones on it. Just some modern wheels, guys. We're gonna see. Oh, it's gonna be spicy. Let me tell you guys, this thing is gonna look nasty when it has those on here. Oh my goodness. But guys, that's gonna wrap it up. So we're gonna go over some of the issues that we have to take care of on this Dodge truck. If you didn't watch 2 videos ago, I posted talking a little bit about it, but it is a 1979 Power Wagon. So it's a factory 3/4 ton truck, and it's been swapped over. It has a 12 valve Cummins in it, has a Getrag 360 5-speed manual transmission, and I mean, this thing is sweet. What do you think of it, Mason? Do you approve? Huh? Mason's phone died. That's not good. Mason's phone's dead, but But guys, that is gonna do it for tonight. So be sure to leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, let me know what you guys think of the 79. And like I said, you'll have to come back to see what it looks like when we stick these black 20x12, black and machine 20x12 wheels on here. I think it's gonna look nasty, I'm not gonna lie, but that's gonna do it. Like, subscribe, comment, and yeah, we'll see you guys on the next one.